Before you try to change your life, your income, or your world, change what you feed your mind, because the world is simply a mirror reflecting your thoughts back to you. Before you can ever change your life, you must change what you feed your mind. The truth is simple but powerful. Everything you see around you first existed in someone's imagination. Every building, every invention, every dream realized, all of it began as a thought. But here's what most people don't realize: your own life works exactly the same way. Your circumstances are not accidents. They are outcomes. Outcomes of what you've been feeding your mind, often unconsciously, for years. The world you live in is a reflection of what you've been thinking, believing, and expecting. That's why the first and most powerful act of creation begins within you. To one. Your mind is the source of every outcome. Imagine two people growing up in the same neighborhood, facing the same struggles, surrounded by the same limitations. One goes on to build a successful life, full of growth and purpose. The other stays trapped in the same cycle of frustration. What separates them? It's not luck. It's not resources. It's what they chose to feed their minds. One person spent time learning, reading, listening to wisdom, shaping their thoughts with intention. The other kept repeating what they heard from the crowd. It's impossible. People like us don't succeed. It's too late. That's the hidden truth. Your external world mirrors your internal conversation. The world doesn't respond to your wishes. It responds to your beliefs. If you fill your mind with doubt, your actions will be uncertain. If you fill it with confidence, you'll walk with clarity and courage. Every result you create begins with the energy and picture that lives inside your head. Think about it. Every great inventor, artist, or leader began with an idea that only existed in their imagination. When Thomas Edison dreamed of the light bulb, he failed over 1,000 times before he succeeded. But what made him unstoppable wasn't the bulb, it was the picture in his mind. He fed his vision every single day until the world caught up to it. Your mind is your factory. It's where thoughts are shaped, beliefs are built, and realities are designed. Every time you feed it with positive, powerful, disciplined thoughts, you're programming it for success. But if you feed it with fear, gossip, self-doubt, or negativity, you're programming it for limitation. There's an old saying, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." It's not poetry, it's a law of life. The world doesn't change until your thoughts do. So start paying attention to what you allow inside. Because what you feed your mind today, you'll live tomorrow. If your goals feel far away, don't try to control the future. Control your focus. If your confidence feels weak, don't chase approval. Feed your mind truth. If your motivation feels lost, don't wait for inspiration. Create it through learning, reflection, and mental growth. The most successful people aren't born with stronger minds. They train them daily. They read, they listen, they visualize, they protect their inner world like a sacred garden. Because they understand that your mind creates before your hands ever build. Let's say you want success. You want freedom, peace, fulfillment. You can't create that while feeding your mind fear, comparison, or doubt. You must feed it vision, belief, and possibility. Every single day. Remember, the mind is like soil. It doesn't care what you plant. It will grow whatever seeds you water. Plant weeds of worry, you'll harvest stress. Plant seeds of growth, and you'll harvest success. That's why the first act of transformation isn't action. It's awareness. Awareness of what you allow inside. Awareness of the voices you listen to. The content you consume, the stories you repeat to yourself. If you constantly say, "I can't," your mind will show you reasons why you can't. If you say, "I will," your mind will find ways to make it happen. It all starts from within. The world follows your mind, not the other way around. Two. You can't pour from an empty mind. Think about your phone for a second. No matter how advanced it is, no matter how many apps it has, it becomes useless when the battery dies. You can't make calls, you can't work, you can't connect to recharge it. Your mind works the same way. Every day, life drains it. Stress, noise, responsibilities, negativity. If you don't intentionally refill it with energy in the modern world, most people are starving, not for food, but for focus. They wake up in the morning, and before they even open their eyes fully, their thumbs are already scrolling through the digital noise of the world. Notifications, headlines, gossip, drama. It never stops. We are living in a time when information is everywhere. But wisdom is rare. We are surrounded by noise, and we've forgotten what true nourishment for the mind feels like. Every sound, every word, every image that enters your mind becomes a piece of your inner diet. And just like the body can't thrive on junk food, your mind can't grow on junk thoughts. You may not realize it, but what you listen to daily, the conversations, the content, the social media posts, all slowly build your identity. They shape how you think, how you feel, and how you see yourself. Ask yourself this. What are you feeding your mind with every day? Is it noise that weakens your focus or nourishment that strengthens your spirit? Let's say you start your day with negative news, complaints, or endless scrolling through other people's highlight reels. What happens? You begin to feel behind. You begin to feel anxious. You start comparing yourself to others without even noticing it. your energy drains before the day even begins. But if you start your day feeding your mind with something that lifts you, a few pages of a great book, an inspiring podcast, a moment of quiet reflection, everything changes. Suddenly, your thoughts are calm, your focus is clear, and your mind feels light. Your life starts following the tone you set inside. That's the power of mental nourishment. The human mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant grows. But if you leave it unattended, weeds take over. The weeds are the noise of the world gossip, fear, negativity, judgment, and comparison. They grow fast. But if you make a daily habit of pulling them out, by choosing better input, your mental garden starts to bloom again. When you read good books, listen to empowering voices, or spend time around people who challenge you to grow, you're watering your garden. You're giving your mind the nutrients it needs to stay strong and fertile. And when your inner garden is strong, you don't get easily distracted by the noise of the world. You stop reacting to every opinion. You stop letting social media define your worth. You become grounded in your own energy, and that's when your real power starts to show. Remember, distraction is the enemy of destiny. The world is designed to keep your attention scattered, because a scattered mind is a weak mind. But when you decide to take control of your attention, when you feed it intentionally, you take control of your life. It's not about rejecting technology or silence altogether. It's about being conscious. It's about asking yourself, is this content feeding my mind or draining it? Every click, every video, every thought is a choice to feed your mind or starve it. The greatest minds in history all understood this principle. They protected their focus like a sacred treasure. They avoided unnecessary noise. There's an invisible energy working in your life right now, one you might not see, but you can feel it. It's in every thought you think, every emotion you carry, every belief you hold deep inside. That energy is called your mental frequency, and it's silently pulling things towards you every single day. You may not realize it, but your thoughts are magnetic. They attract people, situations, and opportunities that match the frequency of what's happening inside your mind. The world isn't just responding to what you do. It's responding to what you think. If you walk through life feeding your mind fear, your energy will give off hesitation, and life will mirror that uncertainty back to you. If you feed it belief, strength, and confidence, your energy becomes magnetic, pulling toward you the very things that align with that vibration. This is why you can't fake confidence or pretend positivity. The energy behind your thoughts is stronger than any words you say. You can tell yourself, I'm fine. But if deep inside you're filled with self-doubt, the world feels that frequency. Think about this. Have you ever met someone who walked into a room and instantly changed the atmosphere without saying a word? Maybe they radiated peace, power, or joy. You could feel their energy. That's not magic. It's alignment. They've been feeding their mind with thoughts that produce that kind of vibration. Your thoughts are living forces. Every day, they send out invisible messages into the universe, and those messages draw back experiences that match them. If you constantly feed your mind with fear of failure, you'll attract situations that prove you're right. If you feed it belief in growth, you'll begin noticing opportunities where others see limits. This is the power of mental magnetism. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. When your inner thoughts are aligned with gratitude, purpose, and clarity, life begins to align with you. Doors open. People show up. Things flow more naturally. It's not luck. It's the law of mental vibration. The mind and the universe speak the same language, energy. Your job is to make sure the energy you send out is pure, strong, and consistent with what you desire. That's why mental discipline matters so much. It's not just about motivation, it's about mental hygiene. If you spend your days feeding your mind random content, angry arguments, or hopeless thoughts, your energy becomes chaotic. You start attracting confusion, delays, and frustration. But when you begin every day intentionally reading something uplifting, listening to something inspiring, affirming what you believe, you start to change your internal frequency. You become aligned with growth, success, and peace. There's an unshakable truth here. You don't chase things when your thoughts are aligned. You attract them. Your dream job, your peace of mind, your next opportunity. They are not running away from you. They are waiting for you to become the version of yourself that matches their energy. So feed your mind with the version of you who already has it. Feed your thoughts with strength, not scarcity. Speak to yourself as if your future self were already real. Because in a way, it already is. You're just aligning your current energy with it. When you live like this, life stops feeling like a struggle and starts feeling like a rhythm. You begin to trust the process because you know your thoughts are guiding it. You stop forcing things and start flowing with faith. And slowly, everything you once dreamed of begins to find its way toward you. Not by accident, but by alignment. That's the secret of mental magnetism. You don't attract what you beg for. You attract what you believe you already are. 2-5. The world changes when you do. Every person dreams of changing something. Their career, their relationship, their finances, their health. But very few realize that the world doesn't change from the outside in. It changes from the inside out. You can't transform your life while keeping the same thoughts that built your old one. You can't attract peace while thinking in chaos. You can't experience abundance while believing you're not enough. The truth is, your external world is just a mirror reflecting your internal condition. If you walk through life angry, you'll see a world full of reasons to be angry. If you walk through life grateful, you'll see a world full of blessings. The lens you look through determines the reality you live in. When you start changing your thoughts, you start rewriting the story the world tells back to you. Suddenly, opportunities appear where before there were only obstacles. People who once ignored you begin to notice you. The same world starts looking completely different because you've changed. The world didn't shift. Your perception did. And perception is creation. Let's take an example. Imagine someone who believes they are always unlucky. They walk through life expecting disappointment. Even when something good happens, they brush it off as coincidence. That belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because they only notice what confirms their fear. Now imagine another person facing the same world but holding a belief that everything happens for their growth. Even setbacks become teachers. Even pain becomes purpose. That person radiates calm confidence. And the world responds accordingly. More opportunities, deeper connections, stronger energy. Both people live in the same world. The difference isn't reality, it's mindset. That's the power of feeding your mind right. Because when your inner dialogue changes, your entire world begins to respond differently. You stop chasing approval and start radiating authenticity. You stop worrying about timing and start trusting divine order. You stop reacting to the noise around you and start listening to the quiet strength within you. That's when true transformation happens. Not when the world gets easier, but when you get stronger. The world bends to the energy you bring into it. Every time you walk into a situation with clarity, peace, and focus, the energy around you reorganizes to match it. That's not just motivation, that's science and spirituality working together. Energy doesn't lie. When you upgrade your inner vibration, your external reality must upgrade to keep up. The question is, are you feeding your mind with thoughts that match the life you want or the one you're trying to leave behind? Because the life you desire already exists. In a higher frequency of thought, you reach it not by wishing, but by becoming. When you start aligning your beliefs with your goals, your world begins to synchronize with your vision. You meet the right people at the right time. Ideas come effortlessly. The right chances unfold. It looks like coincidence, but it's really the reflection of your inner shift. This is why personal growth is so powerful. Every time you evolve internally, your world evolves with you. Every time you rise above old fears, life rewards you with new freedom. The world is your echo. It repeats what you speak within. So, if you want to live a better life, don't fight the external, feed the internal. Feed your mind peace when chaos surrounds you. Feed it hope when times get tough. Feed it discipline when distractions call your name. Feed it love when life feels unfair. Because the moment you start feeding your mind what it truly needs, your world can't help but follow. It has to. That's the law of reflection, the law of energy. When your mind expands, your world expands. When your beliefs grow stronger, your results grow faster. When your inner world shines brighter, your outer world becomes luminous. That's the beauty of this truth. You don't have to change the whole world. You only have to change yourself. The world will follow your lead. Thank you, my friend, for staying till the end of this message. If you made it here, it means you're not just listening. You're awakening. You've started realizing that the real transformation doesn't begin with money, fame, or luck. It begins with the mind you build every single day. I want you to take a moment right now and think about this. Every thought you think, every word you repeat to yourself is either building your future or breaking it down. So from this moment on, protect your thoughts like treasure. Feed your mind with strength, not fear. Feed it with faith, not doubt. Because one day, you'll look back and realize the moment your life started to change was the moment you started changing the way you think. Don't wait for the world to believe in you. Believe in yourself so deeply that the world has no choice but to follow your energy, your dreams, your peace, your purpose. They're all waiting on the other side of your mindset. So keep learning, keep growing, keep feeding your mind with truth, wisdom, and vision, because the more you grow within, the more powerful your world becomes outside. If this message touched your heart, don't just listen, live it. And if it inspired you, share it with someone who needs this reminder today. Remember, the world will follow the direction of your mind. So think strong, think big, and think beautifully, because your future is listening. Thank you for watching, thank you for believing, and thank you for being part of this journey. Until next time, keep feeding your mind and keep shining your light.